just got a quick update for you on Nick's New Year painting challenge. So as you can see in front of you, I've got the Knight's legs. They've got some gold on them. I've decided to put the gold on before going in with the Tamiya clear red. Not sure why. I put a wash of the Null Oil gloss shade, shiny gloss shade is it called? I think so. Put a wash of the Null Oil gloss shade over the metal plates first, and then you can see on this one it's got into like all the recesses, like there's a really dark line. One good thing about the gloss shade from Games Workshop is that when it pulls it doesn't cloud at all. So I'll see if I can find, yeah, so on this piece, let me get my hand out of the light, just under this part of the gold hair there's a really dark shade. I'm trying not to touch this because it's still wet, as you can probably see from it shining on the light. Yeah, so I quite like that. It gives you a really like a really shadowed look. I quite like that. I just use the frog tape as I have done in the past to cordon off the other side of the plate, because as you can see on this plate there's no line down the middle of this one, but on the actual Games Workshop Knights there is a line, so it's easier to just paint without masking off. So yeah, that's like two separate plates, whereas on this one it's just a single solid plate. So yeah, I've put the tape down there and then put the clear red on this side. So what I'm doing, I'm going red on the right leg, I think it's a greave, isn't it? Red on the right greave and the left knee, and then I'll go with a turquoisey tealy, you know, sort of sea greeny look on the right knee and the left greave. And the way I'm going to do that is by mixing these two paints. So I've got Tamiya clear green and clear blue. I've done a little bit of an experiment here. So just on the inside, because you're not going to see this, so I just experimented here. I tried doing it on a flat surface when I was testing some other paints out, but it just doesn't give you the same look because it's not a curved surface and the light doesn't reflect off it in the same way. And I'll show you on the other one as well. This one, they look quite similar on camera actually. I've got, you know, quite close. This one's a little greener, that one's a little bluer. And I'm trying to match obviously like a algae sea green sort of look, and you know, the colour you see on my Knight, which of course you can't see at the minute. There we go. So the light's reflecting off it a little bit there. Let's see if we can get a better angle for you. No, the light's just going to reflect off it. The way I've got my light position, it's not the best, but you know, you sort of get an idea of it there. So this one matches that quite well, I think. So I think I did a 1-to-1 mix, and then I just added blue until it looked about right. And yeah, it's about everything I wanted to show you, I think. I've been working on the carapace of the Knight. So I did a little bit of work on the interior as well, so I guess I can show you that. So I've been working on the carapace of the Knight. Yeah, as I said, I've been working on the carapace of the Knight. I've said that 3 times now. Just to warp it back into shape, or you know, unwarp it basically. Use the heat gun. Sprayed it from a distance because the heat guns get up to such a high temperature that, you know, they really do distort the resin if you're not careful. So I've straightened it up, and it's all it fits on perfectly now. It kind of, you know, it's a bit of a struggle to get it on now. Before it was just a case of plonk it on and then twist it into shape, but now it's kind of more of a bit of a struggle to get it on. But it's a really snug fit when it's on there, and it's not warped. It used to wobble when you put it on a flat surface, but now it doesn't. So that's a lot better than it was. And I was going to show you the interior of the Knight as well. As you can see, the body of it, I've sprayed lead belcher, and then I've done the wash. I did a really heavy wash on it. And on the inside, it's picked out the details quite nicely there. Again, apologies for the bad lighting. It's a little hard to see. What I'm probably going to do is paint the seat red. And then I'll sit a Knight on top of it with the seat, like the leather bits of the seat that'd be maybe cushioned. And then on the interior, I'm using GW clear paints on this main green screen. It does give you a really nice effect if you just leave a heavier amount of it in the lower, you know, the lower part on one side. It gives you a really good shadowed effect. And then the red clear paint there as well. I've used on that bit, and then the other bits I'll just paint solid colours, I think, you know, as buttons rather than screens. So let's talk about now rather the base. So as you can see, the base is completely dry now. I think it was in the last image I did for you. It's really easy to see when it's gathered a bit of dust. One thing that I was worried about was the blue tack. So the holes are the right size and everything, it fits perfectly in the right position. But yeah, I shouldn't have used blue tack to keep these areas clear, because it's proving really difficult to get it out. I'm going to have a session trying to dig it out of there at some point without ruining the base. I don't know if there's any way of getting blue tack off of something other than, you know, get more blue tack and try and pick it off kind of thing. If anyone's got any suggestions for that won't ruin, or, you know, I'd have to do a test, I guess. I've still got that test base with a layer of the Vallejo water effects on that I can test any techniques you could suggest for me on there. So this probably isn't going to be the final brown. I'm going to do it like a grey brown maybe. I'm not sure. And then probably let me know what you think, guys. But I was thinking of using the gloss null oil wash on this in order to give it a shiny sort of a wet look, like, because obviously it's in the sea, and I want it to look like the water's just constantly being absorbed by it kind of thing. Yeah, so let me know what you think about that idea as well, using the gloss wash on the wood. It might not work, it might work, I'm not sure. And just one final thing to show you guys as well. Some of the ankle joint bits I have sprayed and washed. So again, with these parts, the pistons basically, the ankle pistons, I guess you'd call them. These ones are sprayed lead belcher and washed them in the null oil gloss. It's gathered a little bit in certain areas. I thought with having them stood up, it would have been alright. This lighting's terrible. I need to sort this out for next time. Apologies, guys. But yeah, if you look around the other side, oh no, there's still a little bit on there. But yeah, I need to maybe sort that out a little bit. But I'll see what it looks like when I put one into the actual the female part of the piston, I guess you'd call it. And these ones are sprayed with Retributor armor, and then again a null oil gloss wash. I really like the null oil gloss wash because it, as I said, it doesn't cloud when it pulls. It just looks like a heavy coat of oil around the bottom there. Let's pull one of these off and then see. This one, as you can hopefully see, it's got like some little bits of heavy gloss there. So you put that in, that's not too bad actually. It receives it quite well, and it hides it away there, so I quite like that. So I'll have to see what it's like on the others, and I might have to adjust them. But yeah, these are the ankle pistons basically. This part, the ball part on this goes into the foot, and then this part goes onto the shin part of the leg, like into there. There we go. That's where I'm up to with this, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Hoping to get a bit more done over the weekend. And oh yeah, one thing about the clear red, you have to thin it with alcohol, and because you do that, I use just like a milk bottle lid to thin it. So I use like a 50-50 mix of alcohol and Tamiya clear red. But because you do that, you have to thin it with alcohol, it evaporates really quickly, so you have to get your coat down quickly. And then it's a good idea, I've just done it with this piece. I actually used a hot air gun, but you have to be careful, obviously you don't hold it too close because it'll warp the resin. I'd recommend probably using a hairdryer rather than a hot air gun. So I held it at quite a distance, probably about 30 centimetres away most of the time, and I was holding this piece obviously to make sure it wasn't getting too hot, so I could feel the heat on my hand basically, rather than just on the resin piece. If I had it down on the side, I'd probably forget and drift too close with a hot air gun, whereas if I'm holding it, if I get too close, I'll know about it. Yeah, so I held it in my hand and just blasted it with a hot air gun and then got another coat down. Yeah, but Tamiya paints, the tricky to deal with. I've never dealt with alcohol thinners before and stuff like that. I'm sure there's plenty of guys out there that love using them and stuff, but they're a bit frustrating because you know, the alcohol's evaporating that quickly from your little palette that it's you're waiting for this piece to dry. And by the time you go back to that to use the rest of the paint you've put on your palette, it's evaporated. So it's really tricky to deal with. It's a learning process, so as every part of painting is. That's where I'm up to with this now, guys. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the battlefield.